What is up, guys and gals? Welcome to episode number 101 of the Nonsense Review. I'm your host, as always, Devon, and joining me equally as always is Rick.
We give you the gift of not doing the Dalmatians episode for this one.
I was just thinking of that fucking joke, but I was like, no, don't say it, because it's shit.
We've already talked about the Starlight barking. We've already done that frickin' 101 Dalmatian Street. Yeah.
Yeah, that was not a good show. Mind you, the old school Disney cartoon where they were living on a farm, that was pretty sick.
Yeah. That was closer to, the spirit of it.
At least I think it was. I was a child at the time and the target audience, so therefore my opinion might be skewed. But never mind all that. Today we're going to watch the very first episode of Hotel Transylvania the Series. It's on Netflix. But before we do that, those of you who are familiar with the show know that what we like to do is briefly talk about our weeks as well as the goings on in the universe. Fuck me, I don't know why I stumbled over that, Rick. But yeah, with that in mind, Rick, how's your week been, buddy?
Well, the saga of my dead computer continues. It is still dead. The guy who's trying to repair it still has it. And I went to go see him to pick it up, and he tried to turn it on to show me how well he'd fixed it, and it wouldn't work. And I could see all of his confidence and will to live leave his face. So yeah, he's still got it. He's still tinkering. Hopefully I'll get it back sometime soon. But until then, I'm using my old laptop. What I have done in the meantime, though, I've picked up Engage properly. Clan and Fram have now grown on me quite a bit more.
They are adorable, though, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. Although Clan has dropped from my party because Saline is a better mage.
Dude, that is the depressing part, because the only other monk you get is Jean, and he starts at level 1, so he can fuck off.
Yep. Even giving him an upgraded fist is not enough to help him catch up. Apparently, he's really good at catching up if you let him, because he's got like a double stat growth thing.
Yeah, he's got the villager fucking ability that's been a staple in Fire Emblem since days gone by.
Yeah, he's the Magikarp villager. But, for now, a level 9 is better than a level 1.
Also, I fucking hate how he talks.
Yeah, and it's not like Vander, who, even though he's level 1, he's got the stats of like a level 40.
Well, yeah, because he's not level 1, he's level 11. Or 21, depending on how late he advanced. But I'm going to assume a level 11, because he's only 60 rating.
Yeah. And yes, I actually still enjoy Vander a lot, and Unica was sus as fuck, but people just accepted it. Again, I've not gotten too far, but I'm enjoying it more now. I don't think it's quite hit the religious kind of level, the spiritual fun of Three Houses yet.
I don't think it ever will.
Yeah, fair enough.
Three Houses diverged from the formula enough to make it feel very different to other Fire Emblems. I think I even said it last week or the week before. This is a Fire Emblem game to a T. They hit all the plot points at the exact time where you expect the plot points to occur. By the by, I do believe you're on the cusp of meeting my favourite two characters. One, because I think their character trope is adorable. The other, because they've accidentally become my beast guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm about to start hitting the red country.
You're literally on the cusp.
Yeah. Another thing I've done, I've watched Tear Along the Dotted Line. It's a Italian animated cartoon based on an Italian graphic novel about the life and times of Zero Calcare, the cartoonist, and it's only 6 episodes long, and as you know, with Netflix, half of this is credits, and they're of all short length, to the point that by the time it gets to what I think is the middle of an episode, the credits start rolling. So yeah, it's very easy to digest, like pretty much all in one go. However, there are some touchy subjects, like most of it is sarcastic and just introspective and just generally fun to watch as a comedian who happens to live in Rome kind of thing. There are some subjects in there that, you might need a trigger warning for.
I believe they mention the subjects in the description, because it's one of the things that made me put this on my to-watch list way back when, because it said comedy, but then also mentions this, and I went, how?
Yep.
So it's going to be interesting when I get to it.
There is the wham line at the end of episode 5, and then episode 6 deals with it. Me and my folks and I, we have finished watching Andor.
Oh, cool. We can do a outro now.
Yeah, we can. Yeah. We enjoyed it. It was obviously generally a bit more lower energy than most of the other Star Wars shows, and yet also the climax was more involved on a cinematography level. Like, more people were doing things because it was all, a village having a fight.
I'll tell you this, though. I really like the stinger at the end, where it's the sudden revelation that, Andor's dead in about 2 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I didn't like it, but I was just like, it like hits you like a brick to the face, which this series does pretty well, to be fair.
Yeah, like, I think it's longer than 2 weeks, but yes, it's...
You get what I mean, though. Like, it's no longer than a year, because the fucking thing's nearly finished.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And we've also started the Bad Batch, which I think we brought up last week, had started without us knowing, and...
I don't think we brought that up on air. I think we brought it off after the podcast.
Yes. You brought up to me that you had heard about some Mood Whiplash, and we have just gone past the Mood Whiplash episodes. Yes, there is a lot of whiplash between focusing on some darker characters doing some war crimes, and then, yay, not quite pod racing. However, there is one little tidbit. The racer character is voiced by one Ben Schwartz, who is the current voice of Movie Sonic.
Okay.
Which I thought fit pretty well for a cocky, gotta go fast kind of guy.
Fair enough.
Yeah, he steals the show. It's fun. But yeah, I think that's enough about my week. Out in the outside world, there is one thing that has happened, and it is Lisa Loring, the original Wednesday Addams from the original 1960s show, has passed away. She was 64.
Damn.
And yeah, it's very sad to lose someone like that. Like, 64 is no age to go these days.
Like, if someone says 64, my brain instantly asks the question of, was it alcoholism or smoking or just bad luck?
It was a stroke.
Fucking hell. But the question, like, smoking could cause strokes. I don't know if she smoked or not.
Neither do I, but I didn't look too far into it. Like,
no, I don't expect you to. It's just, everyone from that sort of generation didn't see smoking as a problem, I'm not saying she did smoke. I'm just, it's the first thing my brain assumes.
Yeah, totally. And I think that's pretty much all I've seen in the outside world, so I'm going to throw over to you. How has your week been, and what have you seen in the universe?
Alrighty, well, my week has been pretty bland, to be honest. I've been continuing to do things. I've also been playing Engage. However, I've had about a 3-day break, so I can't really comment on it. Also, I'm a lot more ahead than you, and I don't want to spoil shit. So the big thing that happened was, Rick, we're going to get out of the way early. This is not a wrestling podcast.
Yeah, okay.
Royal Rumble happened. I don't know if I've told you this specifically, but I tell anyone who's willing to listen, which isn't many people, that the one event of the year on the WWE calendar that I bothered to stay up late for and watch live is the Royal Rumble.
Yes.
I love the Royal Rumble. It's my favourite event. And, sod's law, the men's Royal Rumble was the very first match on the card, so I got to go to sleep at 2:30 instead of 5 o'clock in the fucking morning. This year was okay. It was more than okay. It was a good match. It was a predictable Royal Rumble, but I don't think that took anything away from it.
Alrighty.
In years past, there's always been a bit of a philosophy in WWE in that predictable equals bad, which is incorrect as fuck.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, people are going to have a fight. Like, what more do you want?
No, you know what I mean, though. Like, this person's going to win this because they've got to do that and this and that and blah, blah, blah. There's nothing wrong with your match being predictable, because if you're doing storytelling right, people should be able to pick up the fucking clues.
Yeah, totally. Like, if there's going to be an upset, people should be able to see it coming.
But anyway, I digress. There's only a few things I actually want to talk about for the Royal Rumble. One, the ramp was fucking so long. You had people coming down to the ring, and the smart people would just walk and make themselves swagger and look big and bad and intimidating. And you had some crazy fucks sprinting down the ramp, and they would noticeably stop about halfway and go, "Oh fuck, this is longer than I thought it was."
I'm out of stamina with my bluster. I'm about to have a fight. I didn't expect a marathon.
But yeah, apart from the ramp being long as fuck, there are only a few things I want to talk about. First of all, Cody Rhodes won it. Everyone knew Cody Rhodes was going to win it. That's not a shocker, and that's fine. He deserves his WrestleMania moment. I hope he wins the title.
Yeah.
Now, this Royal Rumble didn't have many surprises, but one of the surprises was very underwhelming because it was Logan Paul.
Yeah.
Logan Paul's been signed to WWE. That's not a big deal to me. And I've got to be honest with you, he's fine. He's fine in the ring. And as long as he's being a heel, he's very good. He can't quite pull off the face stuff because as much as he tries, like, he's going through the motions, but the crowd fucking hates him because of course they do.
Yeah. He's the guy who found dead people in the forest.
I think he's done many things apart from that now, but yeah, that's the big one that people seem to have a hang up on. He's not the only person who's done that, but I think he's certainly the biggest.
Yeah, he's the biggest one who's basically used it as a content farm to point and laugh.
But yeah, he's good in the ring. He's fine. He's never injured anyone, and as far as I'm concerned, as long as you don't injure people with your moves, you're allowed to be in a ring.
Yep, sure.
Fuck off, Nia Jax. And yeah, there was a really stupid spot between him and another wrestler called Ricochet, where they were both hanging off the apron. By the way, you got to be tossed out the ring over the top rope. Both feet hit the floor to be eliminated from the Royal Rumble. So they're both on opposite ends of the ring over the apron, and Ricochet just shouts at Logan Paul from across the ring, and they both slingshot over the top rope and hit each other mid-ring with crossbodies, which looks awesome as fuck, but again, makes no sense. Why would you do this?
Because obviously they had rehearsed it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Everyone knows wrestling is basically just murder gymnastics, but, it's just so dumb. And it looked cool, and kudos to both people involved because it looked brilliant. Makes no sense.
When you say murder gymnastics, all I can think of is Yoshizawa from Persona just as a luchador instead of a phantom thief.
I do believe Haru and Makoto's team-up attack is them being in a wrestling ring with a steel chair and everything.
You just summon a wrestling ring, yeah. It's great.
So that was dumb. It's one of the many problems with the Royal Rumble is you'll get loads of moments where people need a rest because it's a long fucking match, and you'll have people grappling and pretending to try and get people over the top rope, and then you'll have another wrestler come in and break up the elimination attempt, and you're just like, why? You need to be the last person in the ring. Why are you saving them? The only time it makes sense is if they're tag team partners. That's fine. I've got no issue with that. But whatever. But the real standout of the match is one Gunter, formerly known as Walter. He is a big beefy dude, and I love the way this guy does matches because his philosophy is he doesn't actually have a finishing move. His philosophy is, I'll hit you with a suplex twice and you might get up from that, but you won't get up from a third one. His matches will sometimes just end without a finish. He'll just do a move and then pin, and then that's it, the match is over. And I love that because that's how wrestling should be, not every single match ends with wrestler does finisher, wrestler wins.
Yeah, he's like the one punch man of wrestlers, I take it.
Well, no, it's not one. No, because he doesn't end it in one punch. The matches are fucking wars. He's a big, beefy dude, and I like seeing big, beefy dudes slap other big, beefy dudes. But the reason why I want to bring special attention to Gunter is his Royal Rumble appearance was he was number one. He came into the ring at entrant number one. He was in the ring until the final two people. He wrestled for 1 hour and 10 minutes.
Man, yeah, that's a long time to go fighting.
And he was in the Rumble, like, he was in moments of the match throughout the match. He had a fucking slap fight with Brock Lesnar that lasted 2 seconds, which, thank God. And it ended with him, after being in the Rumble for over an hour, having a legitimate wrestling match with Cody Rhodes for 7.5 minutes.
Sweet.
And it was the best 7.5 minutes of wrestling I've seen in a long time.
Good shit.
He's currently the Intercontinental Champion, and I hope he's the Intercontinental Champion for a while, because fuck, I want more. I want more Gunter matches.
Yeah. When you described the standard, and obviously it being a standard of winner does finishing move and then wins, it does just make it seem like what you used to say of it's anime for rednecks, because all I could think of was Super Sentai. End of every episode, the Power Rangers power up and do their finishing move, which they could have done at the beginning, but they didn't.
Well, in wrestling, it does make a bit more sense that you can't just instantly do finishers, because finishers are usually over the top. They're not even more damaging than regular moves usually. It's just usually they taunt beforehand, so they need the time to do the taunt.
Yeah. It just requires your opponent to be tired and wobbling around as if they're dazed because they know they're about to lose.
And they know that because that's how you get finishers in the video game usually.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's one of those. But yeah, on to the Wide Wide World. We're still on It's Not a Wrestling Podcast, Rick.
Okay.
Kota Ibushi is a very well-known, very talented Japanese wrestler, and he's currently a free agent.
Okay.
I can't wait to see where he goes. I hope to fuck it's not WWE, because they will ruin him.
him.
They did my boy Nakamura dirty, so I don't have faith in them booking another Japanese star. But, I'm interested to see if he does join a Western company or if he just ends up signing with New Japan again.
Sure.
And in a bit of sad news, Lanny Poffo died literally yesterday as of recording at the age of 68. I am not familiar with Lanny Poffo's work that much because unfortunately he wrestled before my time. He's most well known to me as the Macho Man's brother.
Okay.
So he was the Macho Man's brother, and he's pretty much the whole reason why the Macho Man is in the WWE Hall of Fame, because he wouldn't stop campaigning about it.
Okay.
And somewhat rightly so, because, it's the Macho Man. You could say the Macho Man and people who don't know fuck all about wrestling will go, oh yeah, I know that dude.
Yeah.
Right, do you want some news?
Yeah, let's go.
Rick, don't know if you know this or not, but the King of England is suing Elon Musk.
Oh, I did not know this.
Now on the surface of things, that's a really funny fucking headline. When you dig a little bit further, it's just depressing, because it's two billionaires just having a fucking fight about a relatively small amount of money for them.
Yeah. Like, suing and even, like, actual legal fines. They're just the cost of business of being a rich person with a big mouth these days.
Well, yeah, pretty much. Like, the reason why the headline is more exciting than the truth, because the truth is depressing on all levels, because it's over rent.
Oh, man.
Elon Musk has allegedly not paid rent on his technology headquarters in the UK, so the Crown is suing him. And it's like, cool, I don't care who wins this argument, because all it is people literally... It's literally Mr. Burns and Smithers running around the mansion throwing wads of money at each other and laughing.
Yeah.
But yeah, in other depressing news, literally 2 days ago, we had the biggest general strike in the UK since 2011.
Yes.
500,000 people walked out of work and refused to, work for a day because, hey, fuck you, pay me.
Yeah, it was actually rather well done. Like, on the back of transport strikes, other people also did the strike on the same day. It just meshed up really well. It stopped people who wanted to strike from having to struggle through the universe to get to work just to, picket fence outside.
And once again, Rick, our great papers and great journalists continue to say, this is what our tax money is paying for us. And it's like, no, it's not. Our tax money is going into all of our MPs' pockets, and that's one of the reasons why all these people are complaining.
Yeah, there's a lot of money there, and it's being grossly mismanaged, and it has been for, at least our entire lifetimes.
Don't get me wrong, I'm not giving Labour a free fucking pass here, but the Tories are in charge, therefore they're the ones getting the bulk of the shit from me.
Yeah, and they have been in charge since Gordon Brown got handed it.
Which was, wait, what? Gordon Brown was Labour, wasn't he?
Yeah, they've been in charge. They've been in charge since Gordon Brown got handed it from Tony Blair, and he failed to get re-elected.
That was 2005, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Well, nearly 20 years.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, get him out. No point in me. I could say that until I'm blue in the face, but the problem is even Labour's not fucking Labour anymore. Well, it hasn't been Labour since Corbyn.
No. And even before Corbyn, it wasn't really Labour.
Well, Corbyn was a ray of shining light where it was like, yeah, I don't agree with everything he says, but he's the best guy we've had in fucking years, because if you agree with everything someone says, then you're not looking at their policies.
True.
There is no politician you will agree with 100%. That is a sad reality in life, unless you yourself are a politician.
Even if you yourself become a politician, you will not agree with everything that you have to put forward on your manifesto, because some of it will be a compromise.
Which is probably one of the reasons why Corbyn got fucking shit-canned by his own side, which I still can't believe.
Yeah.
I can't believe how well that guy did in the general election with his own party sabotaging him. We could have been in a state of prosperity right now, Rick.
He's like the British Bernie Sanders.
Rick, we're watching a Netflix show today.
Yeah, we are.
Have you seen that Netflix's new method of cracking down on password sharing?
I've not seen the method, but I do know that they're now actually ramping it up.
Well, they've released a method because it's going to be implemented, and I quote, shortly. Yeah, so essentially what it is that you need to log into Netflix at your home address once every 31 days.
Fuck off.
Yeah, so if you share a password with someone who's across the country, if they want to continue using Netflix, they've got to lug the device that they're using all the way down to your home address, and I assume it's going to be done via IP. That's the only way I can think of to do it at the moment.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a time where everyone's going to be logging in from the NordVPN home address.
I'm just saying, man. Netflix has been on a downward spiral for a while, and because they've been losing money, I'm using air quotes there. They're trying to crack down to make basically everyone has to pay for every house should be paying for a subscription. Is their idea?
Yeah,
like they don't mind you sharing your password amongst family members, but they have to be living with you.
Yeah. They don't want family members who live elsewhere to be using it. And also, like, this would have fucked me up because I was in Australia for just over 31 days, so I would not have been able to use Netflix while I was out there, for instance.
Oh, well, you see, that's your fault for having a holiday that lasts longer than 30 days, you rich fuck.
Yeah.
Listen to me play on the world's smallest violin.
Yeah, basically, I was out of the country for longer than I would have been. But also, I wouldn't have guaranteed that I would have logged into Netflix for that amount of time before I left. So you can go out of the country for one day, or not even out of the country, you can go like 2 miles away from home, have half an hour to spare and think, oh, let's have a peek at Netflix. And if you've not logged in recently enough, no, you can't.
Rick, the last thing I want to talk about.
Sure.
Lego Godzilla.
Okay.
Has reached 10,000 supporters on Lego Ideas, which means it's officially getting reviewed, and we might get a Lego Godzilla.
Yeah.
It looks cool. I want it so bad. I don't care if it's 1,000,000 pieces and costs 400 quid. I will definitely try and invest in it if it becomes a thing.
As long as it's less than the 700 odd quid Millennium Falcon.
Like, that's the high end, as far as I'm like, the reason why I'm always hesitant to talk about Lego is I know the high end of Lego is approaching £1,000 a kit.
Speaking of, there's about 150 quid off if you buy it from John Lewis's right now.
I'm not going to do that. I don't want a fucking Millennium Falcon to take up half my room.
Yeah, it's not even the most interesting ship.
No, it fucking isn't. Like, the X-Wing is far more interesting.
Oh yeah, totally. Absolutely is.
And it moves!
It does.
But yeah, Rick, today we're doing the episode 1 of... I did that like Starfire. The episode 1 of...
yeah.
Of Hotel Transylvania on Netflix. I know we just shit-talked them a minute ago, but it's the only place we can watch it. The interesting thing about this is the description says this takes takes place 4 years before the first movie, which is baffling because given the way vampires age, 4 years is like the blink of an eye.
Yeah, they make Mavis look a lot younger in this because 4 years is about to pass. What it really means is about 40 years, most likely.
Well, give 400.
Yeah,
it's her 18th. It's her 1800th birthday in the movie, and that's the equivalent of the Sweet 18. So
1800th. I thought it was 108.
Oh, you know what? You might be right. I might have fucked up. Anyway, it's still the timing's still weird.
Yeah, she's real young and sheltered for a vampire, but still a lot older than a human.
We also know from the description that we're not dealing with Dracula. We're dealing with someone called Aunt Lydia.
Okay.
Who I don't think we've ever met before. So this will be fun. So I'm going to throw it over to Rick because he normally does the intro.
Yeah, Hotel Transylvania, episode 1, Enter the Nose Picker, and hide and something or other. 3, 2, 1, and go.
He meant to say hide and shriek. Interesting to note that this is still done by Sony Pictures.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's an interesting animation style on Drac. Now, here's the interesting thing is the description for this... I'm going to guess that's Aunt Lydia.
Yep.
The description for this first episode mentions humans, which is going to be very weird and technically canon-breaking, I think.
Yeah. Unless they never interact with Drac.
No, I'm talking about Mavis, because the whole reason... Remember that very first intro, the first time she meets humans, they're the zombies, and they're like, kill, so she assumes all humans hate her.
Yeah, because it's built up this, like, cardboard village.
Yeah. Can I just say I do like this, the trope of mariachi bands literally being skull candies.
Yes. Oh, she has orc fangs.
Yeah, you know what? We've only seen her design for 2 seconds, but I would.
Yeah. As long as she meets the standard test.
What is the standard test?
Consenting and happy and...
Oh, well, yeah, no shit. That's unspoken.
Yeah, but like, specifically for her, she might be a bitch.
Oh, I don't know if she's a bitch, but she's definitely going to be a cunt to someone who's young.
Yeah.
AKA Mavis.
Mm-hmm.
Screamcation.
I think I know that voice.
That sounds like the girl who does half the voices in My Little Pony.
Yeah.
What's that door? Oh, no, it's a different... Sorry, I forget that the skull heads all look the same.
Yep. And that she can just walk up walls at will.
Oh, yeah, she's a vampire.
Oh, yeah, the little werewolf puppies.
Yeah. This is very odd. Oh, no, it's not, though, is it? 'Cause it's set years beforehand. Ignore me. I'm going to be doing that a lot. I'm looking for inconsistencies that may not exist.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the puppies are still puppies years later.
Yeah, monsters age weird. Yeah, that is not Frankenstein's actual voice.
No, it ain't. I'd be surprised if any of the original voices stuck around for this.
That's fair. Well, it's like the Invisible Guy is David Spade and Dracula is, what's his name? Adam Sandler.
Yeah. Adam Sandler.
But at least it's Adam Sandler doing a stereotypical Transylvanian voice, so it's not too hard to mimic.
Yeah, it's a blah blah blah. And even later on, they talk about going blah blah blah. And he goes, I don't do the blah blah blah.
Her first shot made the aunt look quite dignified, but now she looks like she's got a bit of a case of manjaw.
A little bit.
That's a cool power to have, though. She's got the world.
Yeah. Not only that, she walks like Morticia.
I think that's just you got to if you wear that dress. It's the law.
Yeah.
I'm almost definitely convinced that she is voiced by a bloke.
Yep. She's probably voiced by the same bloke who's doing Dracula in this show.
But I don't think Dracula's in this show because the whole reason she's in charge is because Dracula's on holiday. Mildly terrifying.
Mm.
That does seem like
Hades
hell.
In this. She's got ice and fire powers.
It's weird that you say Hades just as we're shown a Cerberus.
Yeah.
That's the shittest palisman.
Yeah. Just the chicken that sits on top of your staff. Oh, I love the big old hat.
Yeah, I guess that's how she'd have to get around, right?
Except you can see where the sunlight is hitting her face.
Or, her fucking arms.
Yeah. Well, at least the hat is big enough that it should shade everything. But it clearly doesn't.
It's essentially like, this is why we can have Mavis outside during the day. However, it wouldn't actually work.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually curious as to whether... No, humans don't live this close to the hotel.
No, they don't.
But yeah, I'm curious as to whether or not Mavis is affected the same way that Dracula is by the sun, in that because Dracula's a true vampire, the first vampire, the sun doesn't actually kill him, it just makes him super weak.
Mm-hmm.
So Mavis being a daughter of Dracula is still technically a second generation of vampire, so does that mean the sun kills her, or is it just Dracula levels? Because she's not pureblood, she's half human.
Yeah, she's half human. I was about to bring that up. Yeah, she's actually a Dhampir, so she's got the human half of being potentially a Daywalker. We don't know.
The deep-seated lore of Hotel Transylvania, which is just D&D lore.
Yep. Well, it's one of those. I think she's never stayed out in the sun and waited for the sunrise because she knows that vampires die in the sun.
Yeah.
Man, how shit would it be if your culture was like, oh yeah, you literally die if you go out in the sun, have a look at all these people that have done so, and then you just stay out one day and it doesn't happen to you because it was bullshit.
It wasn't bullshit, you were adopted. That was a really cute bat.
Yeah.
It's bad that my first thought there was that was a surprisingly attractive witch.
I mean, yes. She was a well-kept witch who was wearing a maid costume.
That's a bad...
Yeah, it is. You don't put a living being in the dumbwaiter.
Not this type of dumbwaiter.
Definitely not this type of dumbwaiter.
That's a fucking character in a Mario Kart ripoff.
Yeah. Or,
no, I'm sorry, I like how the chicken's got its fucking hands on its hips like that. Oh, I don't believe this bullshit. The chicken can talk.
Apparently.
That's a surprisingly sweet gesture from Aunt Lydia in that she cares about the chicken enough to be like, yeah, I'll let you keep the car seeing as you enjoy it.
Hmm.
So she's not evil, she's just a bitch. That's a sentence, ain't it? Is that the title of the episode?
Maybe.
Hey man, it doesn't matter how big and evil your dog looks if your dog's got a good temperament. You know?
Yeah, I think the most difficult part about Cerberus is that there's 3 heads and therefore 6 sets of ears to scritch behind.
Well, I like the excuse in Hades, the game, for Cerberus, in that 2 of the heads really don't really care about anything, but there's one head that's just derpy and likes to be stroked.
Yeah. Well, in Hades, it's 3 bodies, 1 soul.
You're thinking of Helltaker.
Oh, yeah, not Hades. Yeah, I'm thinking of Helltaker, yeah.
Right, Cerberus isn't technically a dog in Helltaker.
Okay.
There's a funny fan comic of the Helltaker not letting Cerberus have pancakes because there's chocolate in them. And then cut to Cerberus crying / getting vicious because that's not how we work. We can have chocolate.
We're also from hell. Even if we were dogs, we'd be dead ones.
I don't know if that's how demons work. I don't think demons are technically dead or undead.
Oh yeah. No, I'm thinking of like human souls that go to hell. So yeah, no.
And she's going to think it's great because it's such a mess. Oh, that's the fucking traditional old lady that voices old ladies in everything ever.
Mm-hmm.
I'd even go ahead and suggest that I'm pretty sure that's the same person who voices Granny Jojo in Amazing World of Gumball.
Okay. Man, I don't know why, but I was watching Gumball like yesterday. And it was an episode where the teacher and the principal, who are boyfriend and girlfriend, have a disagreement because some toxic masculinity friends tell the principal to bottle his feelings up.
Yep. Which is a weird thing to do to someone who's got a perfectly healthy relationship where they can just talk about whatever the fuck they want.
Mm.
Don't you love it? It's like, here's their relationship that's working fine. It's like, no, you're doing it wrong. You're supposed to hate your girlfriend.
He even lampshades it, saying, I don't know why I'm taking relationship advice from a single guy, but okay.
I do like the touch that you can't see Mavis in a photograph.
Mm.
That chicken's pretty good at painting, considering it's got no fingers.
Yeah. It's like I was going to say it's not even finger painting.
Here's one thing that I find baffling, in that they seem to have aged down both the Invisible Guy... Not the Invisible Guy. Whoever the fuck that's meant to be. The guy in the bandages. They seem to have aged down the mummy and Frankenstein, or Frankenstein's monster, to more like Mavis's age, which makes no sense, because they're Dracula's friends.
I think they have sons, though.
They're never shown in the film. Well, okay, I've only watched the first film. I don't know if they crop up in the second or third.
I'm pretty sure I've seen a younger version of the Frankenstein.
Okay. It's Sans!
Yeah.
Oh boy. That's deeply upsetting.
Oh, yeah. I'm getting flash forwards of things that you've not yet seen in Steven Universe.
Oh, I'm saying it's upsetting that like she got forgotten for 90 years.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Are we talking about Spinell?
Yes, we're talking about Spinell.
Well, that's from the movie. I don't think we're doing that for non-stop.
Nah, I guess we'll do it for a special or something.
You're putting an awful lot of faith in me giving Steven Universe more credit after Steven Universe ends.
I mean, if we're going to do Future, then you need to do the movie, because it sets up Future.
That in and of itself is a big if, though.
It is. Hey, Stretch Armstrong.
I did not like that eyelid closing sound.
Oh shit, she is just Spinell.
$1 billion. Fuck, that's I don't know how long that would take. I don't know. I know she doesn't technically have stamina, so she could technically go non-stop, but that'd still take a while, surely. That's such an Addams Family joke.
Yeah, finger sandwiches and finger food. Aww.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say the way she gets rid of her again is going to be playing hide and seek again. Hey, Super Mavis.
Yeah.
Also, she's strong as shit as a bat.
Yeah, she is. I think she's got like the full strength that she has as a human in bat form, which is why, she can push things like the big old.
But even listen, I'm a fairly big dude. It would still take me more than just one push to put a fucking cupboard in place.
Yeah. I too have just been putting furniture in a different place recently. And yeah, if you just push it, you're going to do yourself something. You're going to scratch the universe.
Yeah. It's funny we're talking about furniture because I've got a fucking... The reason behind the scenes, guys, we're recording an hour early because I want as much daylight as possible because I've got to put together a desk later.
Desk for your room, or?
Yeah, we got this old metal fucking computer sort of desk thing that's... You can sort of... It's like an old AV table. It's made of metal and we've had it for 25 fucking years and it's falling apart and you can't move it without the whole thing threatening to disintegrate. So... Yeah, I'm going to have to unplug everything. Unhook the TV, unhook the consoles, unhook the Virgin box. Take all that off. Move the fucking tray. Clean up whatever shit is underneath it, because it's not moved in 8 years. And I'm pretty sure there's a spider living under there, so I'm going to freak out.
Yeah, is that where Big Spider lives?
I don't know if it's a big spider or not, but you remember that it was like months ago where I said there was a big moth that I killed and I left it on the floor because I was tired and I woke up and it wasn't there no more in the morning. So that was it can't have been alive still because it weren't flying around. And
yeah, a spider's come and got it because it sure as hell ain't your dogs because they can't get upstairs very easily.
They can't. No, dogs don't go upstairs, especially not the big dog because the big dog. What the fuck is that?
Hey, chicken loves her.
Fair enough. The big dog, if she comes upstairs, she gets excited if you pick her up while upstairs, and she will piss immediately when you pick her up. And for obvious reasons, I don't want her pissing on the floor in my bedroom. Yeah, fucking cool. It's a children's show. I shouldn't be that excited that I managed to guess the fucking twist.
Yeah. I think Debbie is going to... I think Debbie knows about this and will find a way to defeat it.
Maybe. Let's see. We've got 4 minutes left, so I can't imagine it lasts for long.
I kind of like how the maggots look like croissants.
Oh, you like that, do you? Because I fucking don't.
Yeah, I don't like them as maggots. I like to recontextualize them as multicolored croissants.
Okay. She hid in her coffin. Ah.
Human shoe.
I was hoping they'd give us a trailer. That's not very nice, is it? Don't you fucking hate that? Like, someone asks you a question and you go, I don't know, and then they're all sarcastic with you. It's like, well, what the fuck do you want, sir?
Yeah, like blaming someone for answering honestly when the honest answer is, I don't know.
Oh, it's something they drill into us at work during our... It was during our induction, but they like to remind you every so often. You can't... First of all, you can't just tell a customer where something is. You have to take them to it, to guide them to it like a fucking Sherpa. And
yeah,
sometimes the customer will go, "Oh, just tell me where it is," and you tell them where it is. And sometimes you're like, Here's the thing that fucking drives me crazy, right? We've been told explicitly at work, if you don't know where something is, you're not allowed to say you don't know where it is. You have to accompany the customer and lead them around the shop until you find it.
Yeah.
To which I say, no, I will not do that. If I don't know where something is, I'm telling someone I don't know where it is, because I'm not wasting my fucking time.
Especially when there's reshuffles all the goddamn time.
Oh.
Like, we've had a reshuffle at our local recently, and I can't find fucking anything.
Ah.
Like, drinks have moved, like, literally 10 aisles away.
That's a weird decision. Mind you,
Yes.
in my shop, we switched butter around with juices, but we never switched the signs around. And
Butter juice.
it's been like that for about 4 years. Like, shit you not, they're just the big old sign saying juice above the butter. And it's like, cool, great, awesome. That's not confusing. What? So defeat Debbie with another Debbie?
Yeah.
That's kind of a unique take on defeating her.
Yeah, yeah. Although I think she actually does realise, have the self-awareness to realise she's a pain in the ass.
Yeah. Your hands are barely tied, sir.
Like, all he has to do is unravel, and he can just escape.
That's fair. Oh, these credits are kind of cute.
Yeah, they are.
Even if it is just the mariachi band again. It went by so... I was trying to see who fucking voiced Mavis, but it just went by so fast. We've already gone past the VAs, so I guess we'll never know. Hey, I like the gargoyle getting in on it.
Yeah, gargoyle gets a tuba.
Tuba, tuba, tuba. Tuba, tuba, tuba. And now we got the foreign language credits, which, you know, fair enough, they exist.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to get spoilers from the from the voice artists in foreign languages, because they usually don't, but they usually just put one blanket sheet for other languages.
Yeah.
A lot of these people have like 7 people voicing Dracula, which is a very weird thing to do. And then you got the Polish fucking title card, which has like a shit zillion voices, but unfortunately it's in Polish, so I can't read any of them. But yeah, that was the first episode of Hotel Transylvania the Series over on Netflix. It was technically 2 episodes, but, you know, 23 minutes is 23 minutes. Rick, what did you think?
It was fine. Like, it fits in perfectly fine with any kids show that's shown on kids' TV as a vehicle for delivering ads to kids.
Yeah, certainly.
To the point that I'm pretty sure I've seen it on the TV, and it's only licensed by Netflix rather than created by them.
Maybe. It's got that giant big red fucking end they like to put on everything in the top left-hand corner, which usually means it's never leaving.
Yep. How about you? What do you think?
It was fine, as you said. Wasn't for me. I'm definitely not binging this. There's 26 episodes of this. I don't think I could handle it. But, you know, we're not the target audience by any stretch of the imagination. I'm sure kids would have fun with it.
Yeah, it fills a much-needed niche of a fun cartoon that has a girl as the main character that isn't just sunshine and rainbows. Yes, there are sunshine and rainbows, but they're dressed up in goth shit.
I mean, Amphibia.
Yeah. Amphibia in the Owl House, they're the outliers. This, I think, is a few years older.
That's true enough. Like, then again, Amphibia's a few years old now.
It is now, yeah, they both are now. Like,
yeah, I know. Because of the weird way they're handling season 3, I forget the Owl House is actually like a few years in now.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But it's both older and newer than we think.
Yeah, that's true enough.
Things could have started very close to 2020, but that's like it's like a rift in human cognition.
I think Amphibia might have started in 2019.
Yeah, I think it did.
You're right. My sense of time ever since COVID has just been completely fucked. And we're at this weird stage where, because COVID happened, it's kind of fucked for everyone. But we're in that time period of our life where time starts to just blend together anyway.
Yes.
So it's one of those weird ones. Anyway, let's move on, shall we? Rick, we are going to do what we always do. It's our usual wind-down 3 questions. So let's start off with favourite moment.
Human shoe!
It was a pretty good gag, to be honest.
Yeah, like you said at the time, it was a treat that we got the trailer for Human Shoe. But yeah, it was a nice set of gags in what I actually think is the better half of the double episode. Like, I think the second mini episode was stronger than the first. But yeah, how about you? What was your favourite moment?
Yeah, I agree with you in the sense that the second episode definitely felt stronger. The moment I'm going to point to is the chicken painting the screen, but as Aunt Lydia, because fuck, how do you do that without fingers?
Yeah.
It was also just a decent gag. Like, I know they did a second follow-up one a bit later on with a bit more of an abstract painting, but I didn't find that one as funny.
Chicken's got talent, including like going bop 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 bop, couple of English words, bop 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 bop.
Yeah, and shout out to Aunt Lydia for not being a total cunt.
Yeah.
On that beautiful moment, Rick, do you have a weakest link for me?
My weakest link so far is that Aunt Lydia is a very weak villain.
I don't think she's a villain. I think she's just a foil.
Yeah, she's an antagonist / foil, not actually a villain. She's meant to be a position of authority and a force for positive reinforcement. However, she's been Hades so far, and not in a good way.
You say that, but she wasn't really an issue in the second episode, and the only reason she was a pain in the ass in the first episode is because, hey, there's this really literally important review upcoming and this hotel needs to be spotless this one day, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I think we need a bit more of a consensus with a few more episodes as to her overall character, because she doesn't seem to be targeting Mavis in a malicious manner. She seems to literally only target her when, no, the hotel needs to be clean today, fuck off.
Yeah, she's not evil, she's just grumpy.
Yeah, which, to be honest with you, isn't that all aunts?
Yeah.
Oh, that was mean-spirited. I'm sorry, that was a joke. That wasn't aimed at anyone, I promise.
But yeah, what was your weakest link?
My weakest link was established very early on with, no, humans don't live this close to Hotel Transylvania.
Oh yeah, that little thing, that little C word, canon.
Yeah, I don't care. Like, it's a silly little cartoon for kids, but I'm sure even kids watching would be like, the plot of the first movie means this cannot be true.
Yeah. We shouldn't care, lol, funny Halloween cartoon. However, we both noticed it.
It's also like, right, first of all, it's pretty egregious that humans live close at all. It's even more of an insult that Mavis has actually straight up interacted with a child.
Yeah. And it's a redheaded child as well.
Was she redheaded?
Yeah, the child was redheaded, just like her husband ends up being.
Okay, fair enough. But yeah, very weird, very weird.
So she knows what a ginger is already.
So unless something happens in 2 or 3 that I'm missing, according to the logic of Hotel Transylvania 1, there are no humans anywhere near the hotel. Bad Sony, as if Sony wrote it.
I think the only way that you could maybe explain it is if she contextualizes Nosepicker as another form of creature and not a human, but I think they actually just said humans across the way, didn't they, at one point?
I don't think they ever referred to them as monsters. Anyway, either way, it's a pretty fucking big slip up in my opinion. Boy, I hope someone got fired for that blunder. That's what we sound like right now, Rick. But yeah, last but certainly not least, do you have an MVP for me, buddy?
MVP's got to be Mavis. She's the main character. She drove the episodes. I don't think she had a non-cute moment. Yeah, it's got to be Mavis from me. How about you? Who's your MVP?
I wanted to give a contrasting opinion, but unfortunately we align on this one because everyone else was just so unmemorable.
Yeah. Like, the only reason we remember Aunt Lydia is because she showed up in the subtitles.
Well, yeah, and I kind of said I'd want to bang her during the intro before she spoke. I don't think I could actually follow through with that, with her sounding so much like Adam Sandler doing a Transylvania voice.
Oh, it's even worse than that. It's somebody doing an Adam Sandler voice, doing a Dracula voice, doing a lady voice.
Oh.
Watch it actually be Adam Sandler now. I don't think they'd be able to afford him.
Not for that little amount of voice work. If you're going to pay for Adam Sandler, you make him fucking work, because I imagine his price tag is big.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was the very first episode of Hotel Transylvania, the animated series. It's on Netflix. It's probably going to be on there for a while. Please, don't forget, the intention of these is for you to watch the show while we talk over it, so you could kind of get a general vibe. But hey-ho, you might like to just listen in your own time, which is fine. However, I realise we do pause a lot during the actual review segment. But yes, now that all that waffle's out the way, do bear in mind we have the comment section down below on YouTube if you want to give us a shout out. If you're not watching via YouTube but instead listening via one of our many audio platforms, you can instead send us an email at
nonsensereviewuk@gmail.com. Once again, that is nonsensereviewuk@gmail.com.
Yeah, so long, farewell, Helvida, send goodbye.
Ta-ra.